The NBA has approved a new strict rule that will fine teams for resting players. Y'all already know it's Bobby here. I'm with my man Stevo. We're going to get right into it right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of NBA Central. I'm Bobby. That's Stevo. If y'all like what y'all listening to today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Because as we pick up steam and you want to be there for everything we drop, you need to hit that notification bell. So, Stevo, the NBA Board of Governors, I don't know why they can't be called owners now, Board of Governors have approved a new rule that will fine teams for resting star players. And they pretty much came out and set the guideline. Star player will be deemed as somebody who made the all-star game at least once in the previous 3 seasons. The first occurrence will be fined. The team will be fined $100,000 for the first offense. For the second offense, $250K, and then after that, $1 million. $1 million. First and foremost, how you feeling about this new rule?
About time they come over a rule for this. Because hey, if we being realistic, there's been an issue for probably almost a decade now. Started around I would say hmm, 2012, 2013, that Popovich era when they had that older Sacramento team that was still making finals, still making runs, and he realized they could play the whole season. So he was
Right,
like, ain't no rules around this. Y'all not playing."
right.
And as the years going on, we feel that other teams adopted that aspect, and even just independent players as a whole across the league. Now that the league average is about 60 games played around the league, it's kind of crazy to
Mm-hmm.
look at it. It just shows you that the evolution of it was just getting worse and worse, and it was getting to the point where like people from other like even like for us, like if we're not that good this year, I know people that be like, oh, LeBron coming here this year, I'm going into that game, and then you get there and to find out he ain't playing, you like, bro, I just spent $600 on these tickets.
No, no,
This the
real.
only time he gonna be here because he in LA. This ain't right, and it's not right because
Right.
like you said, the consumers take the brunt of the blow when it comes to it. I'm pretty sure TV deals is not happy when they see it as well because viewers drop soon as you don't. I'm telling you, there's times even though I love basketball, I watch two crackheads play. There's times where I would click on the game and don't see. There's times I would click on the game and I see LeBron on the floor and I'm turning the channel. Like there's just no point. And
Facts.
viewed people, TV people pay attention to that. And I'm pretty sure they're not liking it. So not only are they getting it from TV people, fans, older players, people around the world. Now they're starting to realize, hey, it's becoming a problem. It's people taking advantage. Um, Certain awards not meaning the same. Feeling now you got to create other criterias for
Fact.
winning awards now.
It's
So it's like
crazy.
it's just like because of you didn't address this quick enough. There's so many other aspects that happen that you have to make different rules for because it was a problem and you didn't jump on it fast enough. So yeah,
It
hey, it's
definitely
about time.
It's definitely about time because, like I said, I last year I went to a Bulls game around me and my son's birthday. We both share the same birthday. Well, we share the same month in November, and we wanted to go to a Bulls game. I would tell you, after spending $300 for me and a 5-year-old at the time, I would have been pissed if I didn't see DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine out there and they sitting on the bench in street clothes, kikiing and ha-haing it up. That's
No
an
money.
ultimate disrespect. And like as a consumer of a business, you want to feel like your money is worthwhile. You getting what you paid for. So your example of talking about like if you want to go see LeBron, if you was a big LeBron fan, LeBron ain't in the game, what you just spend your money for? You know what I'm saying? Like if you would have known before you bought that ticket months ago that LeBron was automatically slated, you know what I'm saying, to
You
not play
keeping
this
that.
game and he's not on the injury report, you would have been ticked off because a lot of times you can go ahead and resell that ticket back. May not make everything that you paid for, but you can make some of it back. But
Hmm.
at what point would the NBA be held accountable if you looking at things like that? Because if I'm spending $200-300 to get a good seat to come watch my team, if my team ain't putting out my favorite players, my star players, should I be entitled to a refund? Some would.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all better.
NBA say no. We want that. We gonna keep your bread. That's to me. That's some of the questions that started to come up for me at least.
Yeah, I think they were starting to read that. I think you start having some of the consumers bucking like, "Hey, man, I ain't come in for this." Let's say you been to a Sacramento game the past few years before they got good, and you just came to see Steph Curry and Steve Kerr say, "Yeah, he ain't playing. Is he hurt? Nah, we just not playing though. It's Sacramento.
That's
If you
true.
don't put him on the floor, I
It's
just
not fair.
spit, especially for people that no matter what seat. But I'm just saying, just think of a person that's like, hey, I got it. I'm gonna go take my son. We gonna go on the floor. We gonna see Steph Curry. I done spent $1,000, and only time I'm seeing Steph Curry is him jumping up, looking over there with a Gucci shirt on, with the rest of his fans slapping hands. Like, bruh,
Fact.
I'm gonna have an attitude this whole game. I'm not gonna enjoy it. Even if it is a good game, in the back of your mind is like, I'm here for you, and you not playing. So
Right.
no, it was way past time for something to stop. It needed to stop, and like I said, you made it to now that you have to put in inquiries and other stuff in here to make sure now your awards mean something now. Now we getting to the point where like, and even though modern players hate that we ask this question, but it's like, do you even like basketball?
Facts.
Because yeah, y'all always hate that we bring up the old school, but that's what we have to go off of. They was not making the amount of money you are, and they was playing way more games.
And that's a great point right there. That's a great point right there because if I was one of the governors, should have I'm a owner, damn it. If I was one of the owners, I would have definitely been like, bro, I'm paying you 50 mil per. You can't come play games. You can't make sure that my
And
fan
that
base
money
is good.
guaranteed.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like the NFL the way you say, all right, we're gonna give you 5-year deals, 2-3 years guaranteed, and then after that we cut you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you look around the league and you be like, bro, what are we doing? Because I know I've been called into question, at least questioning Ben Simmons. Do you even love basketball? What are we doing? But that's another question I gotta ask you. What teams are in trouble, bro? What teams about to be paying that meal?
The Clipper, the San Antonio Spurs. Um, I had a feeling before I realized I had a feeling before this even came out that the Suns might attempt it because of what their situation is over there. If they win so many amount of games at one point and they realize their star lineup is all we got, I can see them
Right.
breasting them. So they
Yep.
was somebody. Mavs as well because they did that somewhat towards last year. Um,
Oh, that would have been a big fine. Yep.
yeah, so yeah, that would been a nasty little fine. Them and is there any other teams like Philly? Maybe.
Philly, maybe
Yeah,
Lakers,
Philly,
maybe.
maybe Lakers. Yeah. You could have I to be honest, the whole West Coast. Because the West Coast, I feel like to be honest, the
Bro,
whole
that's
it
the
was more
powerhouses over
notorious.
there.
Yeah, it was the more notorious. They was the most competitive on a nightly basis. There's more competition in the West Coast.
Right.
Not much is the same now. It's pretty much getting back to even. But yeah, mostly the West Coast teams.
Yeah, me. Now you got to start, bro. I don't think this is the last step because now you got to go ahead and sit down and look at what these injury reports gonna look like. Oh, I got
Right.
why he out? He got a headache.
I got a
Oh, why he
migraine.
out? You know what I'm saying? His stomach hurt. He had a boo boo type stuff. So do you
My
think there's
girl
gonna
pregnant. I ain't getting no sleep.
so do you think there's gonna be some do you think
I
that
mean,
for one that the NBA is gonna have to implement a way that they can have injury reports be as accurate as possible? And then, like, how can you address that? How can you
Yeah,
address that?
because I feel like that's a almost a separate issue on its own. Because I feel like you just hear certain injuries and like no, don't get me wrong, like I don't want to question no athletes and what they say, but it's just stuff like on reports like because one of the one of the Bay it was is like it's funny because it was a Bulls, it was Larry Mercury on this team, and I forget what it was while he was out. I forget what body part, but it was just soreness. And I was like, all right, everybody's sore in this motherfucker. Like, what
Right.
you mean soreness? Like, do it hurt or is it sore? Because it's different. That's a difference. Like, I feel like a lot of these players be coasting the line of injured, I'm hurt versus injured. You can play
Facts.
hurt.
Facts.
Cause most 9 times out of you think Jokic one hurt some every time we from in either sport from anything anytime where a team comes in and they win the championship, somebody on that team or multiple players on that team has some type of weird surgery that we didn't
Right.
know about. So somebody always hurt. Jimmy was hurt. Gabe Vincent was hurt. There
Right.
was a lot of people hurt. So I just think they always they been had to looking towards that and see which players are really just like saying, "Oh, I ain't playing because I'm hurt" versus injured. Because if you
Right.
injured, you're injured. You can't play. You
Yeah.
gotta it's like soft tissue and stuff. That's an injury. But yeah, it just hurt. Go play.
Bro. Because I was looking at that Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? He went off. He walked off the game fine. Next thing you know, he out. I was like,
The
damn,
next
when he
day,
get hurt?
what the fuck? And then people get mad at that. And I'm like, bro, you can't help but to ask that question.
Right.
We've seen people get hurt on the floor. God knows if y'all see the Bulls mobilia next to us. We've literally seen somebody tear their ACL and lay there.
Man, we
So
saying a
you finna
man, we
sit
saying
here and
Paul George whole bone pop out. What you
we
talking
I,
about?
with the same injury. I've seen multiple players tore their meniscus and at least limp off.
Right.
You mean to tell me you played through a
This
whole
man
game,
walked off
didn't
easy.
even limp off, and then game time come next game or cry out with a knee soreness. Then next day upgrade to he tore his meniscus. What the hell happened?
Right. And that's why I be coming to, and that's why I'm just trying to see how this whole thing gonna play out, because it's definitely gonna continue to be questions to see if these guys wanna really play. But I do want to say this though, and then you tell me your thoughts on it. This right here is going to affect teams in a way that I believe it should be good, because now coaches are now actually, for the duration of the season until it gets to those, March, April type of games, you really gonna have to build out a bench and rely on your bench. What's your thoughts on that?
Mhm. I 100% agree. There's a lot of time, and to be honest, it might be a benefit of all the teams around
Facts.
because there's a lot of times you get to the playoffs and then you realize, oh, this bench ain't nothing like I thought it was first.
Right. Facts.
Like benches can play good in spurts. Benches can play good in spurts during the league. But once somebody actually crunch down, know your weaknesses, and come up with a defensive plan against y'all, things change.
Absolutely.
So it might be a more of a benefit for other people's for this rule to be going on. Honestly,
Facts. Facts. Well, there you have it, y'all. Y'all let us know down below how y'all feeling about these fines. They trying to get that money back for shows. Steve-O, you got anything left?
nah, I'm sorry. This dang the damn Packers left tackle showed a picture of us flicking us off, and I just got distracted, so I'm kind of mad now. But yeah, just make sure y'all follow us on Bayer Central, NBA Central. The content is not stopping. I'm back. I'm sorry. I've been going through weddings. Mud's been messing me up, and I'm back now.
We
So for
all
sure.
good for sure. But that's it from us today, man. hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and let us know how you feeling about this. We think that it was warranted, and we think that it's a great idea to try to get this thing corrected. So y'all let us know down below, and we gonna catch y'all on the next one for sure. At least you talking about, boy.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.